When did this happen?
A day ago.
This was Monday?
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Anthony Mason in New York, where stocks on Wall Street plummeted again this morning because of coronavirus concerns. The Dow Jones Industrials fell more than 9% right after the opening bell. As you can see, down 9.71%, almost 10%, which means trading was automatically stopped for 15 minutes. That's the third time that's happened in the past 2 weeks and in the past several trading days. This follows the Federal Reserve's surprise decision yesterday to slash interest rates to nearly 0% in an effort to limit economic damage from the worldwide pandemic.
This coronavirus really has hit the market. I mean, just starting with the fact that everything has changed how we conduct business now.
Oh yeah, and it's really going to hurt a lot of businesses, but one business that is like really expected to do well in the time is Zoom. Zoom, I knew this company because I use them when we do our video conferencing. We use them for free, but because so many people are being forced to stay home, everyone thinks this is going to be the next big thing. It's almost
'cause everybody will need it.
Everyone will need it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting for sure because now a lot of people. So with the market crash, there's a lot of speculation and things that already have started to happen, like layoffs, people massively. Well, I don't know if it's massive yet, but layoffs.
A lot of people have been laid off.
Okay, I don't know the number, but or also people that just can't. They cannot make money if they stay home, right? They provide services or they do stuff where right now they're not making money. So that's a huge hit to the economy.
Yeah. No. Restaurants are really being hurt hard, even though, I hear a lot of back and forth about them being allowed to do takeout services, but there was definitely a study that was numbers that were put out by Open Table, the reservation platform, and they pretty much said for Washington D.C. it was somewhere around 75% decline this year than last year. People aren't going out.
No, people are not.
People aren't spending money. It's
because a lot of people are not making money at the same time. So this is really hard in the economy, which and on the other side, people that are still working but they have to work from home now. And everybody has to be somehow prepared to do that. Although a lot of people probably have not been very well trained or prepared to do that. Maybe they haven't done it a lot because a lot of companies, a lot of places are still operating more old school, and maybe they're not used to working with technology as much or as for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Right? And so now they're being forced to do it
just
somehow
because they have to. Right. They don't have a choice.
Which is also interesting because you can see so these jobs could actually always be remote.
Yeah.
Because you can operate remotely.
No, a lot has changed in our society over the past decade or two. Internet's gotten faster. The computers become ubiquitous. The cell phone has become ubiquitous. But we still, have an average, I think in DC, of an hour commute time to work and home, and that time is
a lot of people still commute,
doing jobs that could theoretically be done at home. We really were just slow to kind of pick up to it. The technology was definitely there, but the willingness by management, and I use the term management loosely in that case, but management really wasn't open
policies,
to it.
Policies. And not only companies' policies, but also maybe there's some generational gaps too. Right now the workforce is comprised still by, I think, majority baby boomers still. I don't know if millennials already surpassed them, but I know, baby boomers are the biggest, largest group of people.
The largest group of population.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're still working. I mean, I think now is like the time when they start reaching the age of retirement.
What they call it, the silver tsunami.
Yes, but there still are in the workforce. I think most of them. So, a lot of them maybe, are not extremely comfortable with, or have not been trained, or, or forced to work from home and work with all these new technologies.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of, it's funny too, because I'm actually writing my company's telework policy right now. And there's a lot of really interesting things that kind of, that people haven't really thought about, but really don't change anything. You can have a telework policy, but it's not like you have to pay someone more. It's not like there's not an expectation that they should still return your calls and emails.
Right, so a lot of the policies still have to be updated to really, from a management style where it's based on telework, right?
Yeah.
Not trying to do a policy that is based on office face-to-face work.
Yeah.
And try to just use the same for, like, it's just not, it's a different thing.
It's a change.
It's a different style of management.
It's a change in mindset of management.
Yes.
Because everything else is already kind of in place for it. Mm-hmm. Even down to workers' comp. During work hours, a lot of companies have it set up so that your home office, like if you get injured in your home office, it's an extension of your HQ.
Yeah.
So you still get workers' comp, and that's something that's automatic to it.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are already built into the system. It's just people's willingness to jump headfirst into it.
So now that we are all being forced to work from home, those that are still can work their job, it can be done remotely. Do you think people feel prepared? Do you think people, I don't know, are going to, like, this is actually going to work? Like, like people will be like, oh, we can actually all work from home. Like, this is great. Like, we know how to do it now.
I think personally it'll be a great experience. We'll all learn how far telework can go. And telework will be a great tool, but telework won't fix this particular situation.
You mean in terms of being in a quarantine?
In terms of being in a quarantine. Telework would have worked really well if would have worked better now if we'd implemented it before. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the mental stress that is on people now. I mean, we cannot avoid how constant talking about this quarantine is. Like, we wake up in the morning and it's kind of oppressive. Like, we want to go to the gym. The gym is closed. Yeah. We want to eat and we don't feel like cooking, but we kind of can't. So, like, we're forced to cook. Mm-hmm. And we like cooking, mm-hmm. but I can't imagine what it's like if you
it's different when you have to.
It's different when you have to. Also, there's a lot of people that are teleworking and they have their kids at home, or you can't have. I think some senior citizen areas have closed as well. So let's say you'll have the full family in the house, mm-hmm. and that's not conducive to a work environment.
I've heard people, dealing with their kids in, like, conference calls, because that's just, I mean, I'm not mad at them.
They don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice. And kids are kids.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I get it. It's a lot of stress. And it's something that you cannot avoid. I mean, you even people you talk on the phone, they're going to mention the situation, the coronavirus, the quarantine.
It's like the weather. It's the first thing anyone brings up.
The news, 24/7, social media. I mean, there's
inescapable.
Because it affects everything that you do. I mean, we were working in our blog and our videos that we want to put out, but then it's like, well, we cannot talk about anything else.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard think about anything else. It's hard to do regular work because it hangs so heavy on our mind. Mm-hmm. There was a meeting today, and Trump essentially said, what did he say? He's like, the estimated date is like July or August.
Oh, that it's gonna last. It might last until July.
It might last till July or August. Meanwhile, I'm looking at I want to be professional, but at the same time, I can't help but wonder if the world around me is kind of burning, which is not.
It's hard because listening to the news all day. I mean, having just going on 24/7 in your mind and everything. Yeah, it makes you feel like, oh my God, like it makes you maybe see things worse than they maybe are.
Yeah, and maybe it's not that bad. I hope it's not, but. It doesn't.
It's hard. It's hard because of all the noise.
It makes it difficult to be productive, and I think in a lot of cases where, some people that we work with, they're sick, so now meetings are stopped, or some people have decided, hey, I can't do this. I need to take a week off to take care of my kids. Well, now that shuts down. The question just becomes a matter of. How many people do you remove from the workforce and still expect things to be productive? I think in any other scenario, telework would be such a great boon to society. And I think it will be. I think this tests us, and after this, telework will be an amazing tool, but I don't think this will solve the problems and the fears and the mental anguish that we have now. This is unprecedented.
Yeah. And you have also, I mean, I feel it because you have people that still have their jobs because they're jobs that can be done remotely. But if you are in that situation and you think about or see people that are not being able to work because their jobs are, they have to be somewhere to perform their job, it's hard because you feel like, it's just hard. I think it affects everybody. So anyways, there's so many things going on in your mind and around you and everywhere that it is really hard to focus. And I guess also find something important or relevant when your mind and the news are pretty much making you feel like you say the world is burning.
Yeah.
Right? It's well, if I'm about to die, why is this important, right?
Do these TPS reports really need to be done right now? No, they don't.
Right.
No, they don't. No one's looking for them. No one cares.
It's just such a huge contrast when you put the value of your life in danger, right?
Yeah.
Because that's how you feel. Maybe it's not. Probably it's not. It's not as bad as it sounds or you feel, but you feel in it.
Yeah.
The value of your life and a report that who knows, when or how, right?
Who knows if this was important before we went into a pandemic? Yeah. Who cares that it's important now?
But again, maybe as this situation maybe can happen more, or we have to really start preparing ourselves as a society to deal with these situations more effectively in the future. Maybe there will be a time where this will be these things will happen and we'll know what to do, and there will not be that level of stress and anxiety. It's okay, A, B, C, D, we're doing it. Okay, we got rid of it. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully that's what will happen. I think we are smart enough, the human race, to get to that point where we hopefully we learn just to work around them more effectively.
Hopefully. Right now, not so effective.
I think we're doing our best.
We're doing our best.
I
think we're doing our best.
We got this.
You guys keep doing your best.
Stay home and stay safe.
There you go.